We have been in a fog, and as we emerge, we see the world's been pushed to the brink. And so have you. I'm Dr. David Orrs, I'm the Doc of DeFi, and I invite you here at the Twilight time. So as you can see, just over my shoulder, we have the last little bits of a sunset going on. A little bit earlier than it was a while ago. It's around 9:30. It was happening as late as about 10:10, 10:15, about a month ago. Anyhow, this is a novel time, twilight time. As well, tonight is going to be a new moon, and this is a ceremony time. A lot of traditions use these times, these twilight times, especially around full and new moons, to run ceremonies, or at least to have a recollection, maybe an introspection going on. And tonight we'll be doing that here. I was fortunate enough to have had contact with a native or indigenous person's elder in my lifetime, and he has taught me this ceremony to do. It's quite meditative, and it just pays respect to the directions and to the elements. So that's what I'll be doing tonight. A little later on, when we actually have some stars in the sky, and maybe we'll catch a glimpse of that sliver of a new moon. So introspection today, I was introspective a little bit. I was once again at my swim hole in the lake, which used to be a cold plunge, now has warmed up, and it's sort of like just a cool, refreshing dip. But I still go, and I have been swimming every day, and I noticed people attending there in families, and it gave me pause. One family in particular, they were wonderful. They were having such a great time. They were so active and so happy. They had a kayak, and they had a stand-up paddleboard. It was parents with their 3 children. One was around 8, I estimate. Another one perhaps around 11 or 12, and another one maybe 15, something like that. And it was great. It was nice to see them having a lot of fun. However, from a medical point of view, from an observation point of view, I couldn't help but notice that all but one of them seemed to have a struggle with what we would call metabolic syndrome, or something along those lines, where the middle section of you gets large. And it was happening to every one of them except for the 8-year-old. And, all members of the same family, so therefore probably doing and eating the same things and on the same schedule at that age. It was not really a criticism, but it was an observation. And I think this is coming to front more and more in the last 3 years. I've had a lot of people comment about themselves to me, where they were a precise person, but they're not demonstrating that preciseness as much anymore. They're an organized person, but they feel as though their sense of organization has shifted, and not for the better. They might have been a well-planned or a well-thought-out person, finding that they describe themselves as being fogged or cluttered in their thinking or in their planning. And the one that hit closest to home was a personal trainer who commented about herself and said that she no longer was able to apply everything that she knew in personal and physical health, and she felt that her health was declining very, very quickly. And she pointed this out to me and was asking me why. I think the common thread here is time in the game. So the accumulation of exposure, not just exposure to toxins, although that's a big one. The accumulation of that can really halt systems that are trying to work their best for you. But the accumulation of habit, the accumulation of choice, the accumulation of not being able to succeed in simple tasks, piled one on top of the other, and the choice perhaps to lead a life or have an existence that is more soothing than healthy. And that, can lead down many paths and many habits. I, for one, I'm also noticing imbalance here and there. For instance, I think I've developed a swimmer's ear. First time in a very long time. Normally I don't have this problem with swimming, but that's what's going on with me right now. And I have noticed other things during my journey these past 3 years in discovering the version 3.0 of myself and what that means and how we can circumnavigate situations. And we've developed that into a program. But anyhow, this is food for thought. It's just something that is close to my heart. I want to help as many people around this as possible. And part of the dedication and ceremony tonight will be around continuing to deploy and develop this so that many of you who are interested will be able to partake. So we'll catch you on the next video.